YouTube, chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks.
Listen, Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
2025 is off to a very interesting start, especially if you're Jim Jones. You basically have two of the worst people that you do not want to beef with going at you. First, it was 50 Cent, who's basically coined the moniker Individual One for you, and now you got your Dipset label mate Cameron going at you. 2 days ago, Cameron went off on Jim Jones. Not only did he call him out for not being from Harlem that he always claims, but Cameron also told a very embarrassing story about Jim Jones getting chased by BMF.
I seen a story one time when Little C's was telling the story. I mean, me and Little C's is cool. And Little C's told me he punched me in my face. Really. And me and C, I seen C's. C's, really? No, not dissing C's, but no. Little C's never punched me. But if you go to his end in that story, that's what he said he did. And like I said, I ain't got no problem. I seen C's, we good. But you keep running around with these 25-year-old stories. Do you ever hear me talk about when you ran on me when BMF pulled up? When you ran in the hotel, they chased you to the beach. And lucky, I had my shit on me and my man JoJo, I ain't gonna say his name, Spanish, you know him. The Spanish don't care about life, who was with me, is like, who else coming? I said, oh, they come this way. No, and this no disrespect, because Blue's all that. And Blue Da Vinci just told this story on his platform or whatever platform recently. He got it 89% right. It's a little off, Blue. I'll tell it on Talk with Flea, my perspective of what happened. But at the end of the day, I don't be out there pumping. They chased you to the beach, you was in the sand. You was getting wet from the water, from the ocean. I don't pump that. Took your rags off. Me and JoJo was laughing about that 3 months, some cool shit. Cool.
Now, it's one thing when people know you and your label mates are not on the same page, but you're still trying to keep it under wraps. But once it's made public like this, it's a whole different ballgame. Even though Cameron is not rapping anymore, you're still going to have people in the industry that's going to pick sides. Jim Jones is still very much active. He actually went in the booth to record a response to Cameron, which I saw a lot of people giving Jim Jones flack for this, and I never really understood it. Y'all do know the man is still actively rapping, right? The same way Cameron went on his platform to go respond to Jim Jones, which the video is actually doing amazing right now on YouTube, Jim Jones went on his own platform, which is the booth, to record his response. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I would much rather Jim Jones get in the booth and rap as a response than him going to go sit down and do another interview with Justin LaBoy, especially if you're still an active rapper. Why would you not want to give yourself an extra boost in streams? Now, so far, this back and forth has been getting mixed reactions on social media. If you're an old head that grew up on Dipset and that whole era and their music, you're obviously looking at this like, no, what are you guys doing? You're supposed to be aging gracefully. Why are you guys letting some old issues get in between you guys? Now, today on the Joe Budden podcast, episode 791, make sure you guys go check it out. Joe Budden spoke on the back and forth between Jim Jones and Cameron. Now, if there's anybody that knows anything about groups publicly splitting up, it's Joe. A couple years back, him and his group Slaughterhouse had a very public breakup. Somewhere along the line, him and his label mates Crooked I and Joel Ortiz were not seen eye to eye. One night, they all eventually got on Instagram Live to publicly air each other out. So let's just say that Joe definitely knows a thing or two about public breakups with groups. Here's what Joe said about Jim and Cameron.
I don't like any of it. Let me preface anything I have to say in this conversation with, I hate it as a New Yorker, New Jerseyan.
Same.
Don't like it at all.
I don't like it.
And while he said some of these or most of these points before Cam, I feel like it's different because we continue to see y'all together. So we've seen y'all do the verses. We've seen y'all do the Kith ad in Madison Square Garden that was big. For me, Dipset still personifies New York. I'm sure Kith felt the same way. So it's different after you see them. I think they were rumored to go on tour at one point. I think that was the Locks tour. I might be freestyling right now.
That's right. Right after
so for it to happen now, after all of that, is like, okay, what's happened? What's going wrong? Maybe nothing. Maybe we just are able to work through tension.
That's what I take from it.
Yeah, I think the
we
bag,
not cool.
We not
just,
cool, but yeah,
we got business together.
And that's what they said.
And I'm not gonna let it fuck the money up.
They hadn't seen each other before the verses, and then they say we ain't talk after the verses.
I looked at the way Cam even promoted the verses. Jim and Jewels was going hard for weeks, not a peep from Cam, until like the day before or something, and he put the flyer up or something that said, "Yo, switch the check cleared."
No,
and that's all he said.
Cam.
It was like, basically, this is business. I got paid. Here's my obligation to post. See y'all there.
I would just think, I didn't like hearing Cam belittle Dipset. And not belittle, but to him it was just like,
he minimized
yo, this shit was from 01 to 08, 09, and that was it. Like, that's it. It's over. And I'm like, not as a New Yorker, bro. Not as a New Yorker, nigga. We see the after effects of what y'all did and what y'all built and how people feel about you. A large part of why New York get to talk like New York is because of Dipset.
That's a fact.
So yeah, it bothers me to hear, see this
from a fan standpoint.
Yeah, but Cam is looking as a. He sounded hurt at whatever Jim said. He sounded hurt.
Let's say
that Jim was like, "Yo, I came up with the pink, I came up with the aesthetic." But when he mentioned it, he was like, "You built the whole everything." Now, if you took it like that, I understand Cam feeling away. If you took it like something I created, my man or anybody else is running around saying he's the sole person responsible for it, or in large part responsible for it, you're gonna take offense. You're gonna take offense.
But we've seen, like, again, when Jim, they tell a story of when Jim created Bird.
I do think Cam took it easy on him, but I also think that Jim kind of could predict that Cam would have a response and his name would get trending. Like, Jim been in this shit for a long time. He didn't just by happenstance sit with Justin LeBoy and give him all of this shit.
Right.
I don't believe that. I believe if he gave him what he gave him, he knew what was coming and had a plan. His caption underneath the freestyle says, "Who am I to fuck this moment up or miss this moment? I got an album coming, I got a movie coming, everything is coming, and I'm dropping something now." So I mean, niggas ain't stupid out here.
Yeah.
Now, as much as I hate to hear from it, boy, did I laugh at some of the shit Cam said. Now, I'm laughing as a 44-year-old man.
Cam's funny.
So
Cam is fucking hilarious as hell.
Well, Cam is funny, but I wasn't laughing at Cam trying to be funny to Jim because I love them both. I'm not in that. I'm just laughing as like an adult at some of the shit Cam was saying. He said, "Yo, nigga, you're not from Harlem." And he named 4 blocks. He named 4 to 5 blocks and said, "We ain't see you nowhere." I was like, okay. All this, man. Wait, what else he said that was funny? He said some funny shit. Oh, he said when he went on his diatribe about all the people that Jim has pieced it up with. See, Cam was doing that to be funny. I think that's dope.
It is, yeah.
And he said it was dope at the end.
At the end, he said that. But you know why he said. I think it's dope to piece it up with people that you had friction with, especially if the shooting over it. Right. That's kind of fly to me. When he was telling his the Jim Jones origin story of, yo, we was already outside, me, Bloodshed, McGruff, yada yada yada, and we would see you and you would say, yo, I hear what you're doing. Like, you was a fan. And I was like, okay, you gotta take his word on what happened, but what's wrong with that?
Now, I'm not sure if Joe knows this, but Jim Jones' response was in response to what Cameron and 50 Cent said about him in their interview. It wasn't some kind of rollout plan that he intended for, but I'm sure he's not mad at all the free press he's getting right now with everything he has going on. As for Cameron, if anybody is wondering, he said on Monday that his response to Jim Jones was going to be his last one. Do I actually believe that? No. If Jim Jones drops back-to-back diss records, I definitely think we see a Cameron response. The way he spoke on Jim Jones on Monday definitely shows us that he has no more love for him. If you're willing to expose and voluntarily give up old embarrassing stories about me, then all bets are off. We're not cool no more. If you guys want to go check out the response snippet that Jim Jones dropped, Make sure you guys go to his Instagram and go listen to it. You guys get in the comments below. What do you guys think about Joe's response to Jim and Cameron? Post your comments below. Subscribe to my channel, like this video. I'll see you guys later, man.